We got quarterback Walker Eget. We got linebacker Taniela Latu. Fellas, how we doing?
Doing great. How about you?
Good.
Great to be here.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. So, man, I feel like you've talked to a bunch of guys this year, and look, there's a whole lot of buzz with the Spartans this year. Year two with Coach Ken, you guys are picked third in the preseason polls. I mean, everyone, all the media people will say, hey, the schedule lines up nice for you guys, but you still got to go play the games. I mean, we you guys, we haven't, you and I haven't talked
Yeah, it's been a little while. Yeah.
since last season. So I mean, what has there really been anything that's changed for you guys, or has it just been really everybody buying in? And to me, just roster continuity. A lot of guys coming back.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing. I'll speak on the offensive side of it. A lot of guys coming back, especially the O line. A lot of receivers that have been in the system now and are being developed and now really gaining that edge to know what they're supposed to be doing versus coverages. And yeah, the spread and shred this year is going to be really, really fun. It's going to be really cool to see. It's just really, really, enlightening to see guys that are buying in. I feel like I could speak on that for the whole team, coming together as a brotherhood, as a culture. And, we talk about this spread and shred, but we also talk about how the defense was number 2 in the nation in takeaways. Yep. And now I'll hand it over to Taniela for that one.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing, because Taniela, everyone you've probably been hearing all day, like, this offense is gonna shred, but like I've been telling people, like, just from like your guys' end, like, your defense won some games last year at Oregon State, at Air Force. You guys didn't get a whole lot of credit. Derek Odom's a rare breed. Year 9 as defensive coordinator. That's hard to come by. Just talk to me, with you and Jordan Pollard and, some other guys coming back, what's the level of excitement for you, the unit as a whole, and for what could be, a historic season in San Jose?
Yeah, I think with everybody coming back, our biggest goal is just making sure everybody's on the same page as far as, knowing how we play, our standard, and obviously where we want to be at the end of the season. I think allowing those younger guys to buy in will help the older guys, take the load off our shoulders and kind of distribute it out evenly. But I think, the whole defense now is really bought into Coach Dio's defense. We know what we can accomplish with, how he runs his defense. So we're excited this season. All the leaders are excited to, get the young guys caught up to speed, and hopefully we'll showcase that this season.
I mean, when you lose a guy like Sawani Toia, that's a big loss. So I think, maybe from an outsider looking in, and maybe folks around the league are probably thinking, okay, who's going to step on that defensive line? Justin Stearns has been a guy, on the defensive line that I've chatted with, and he's ready to take the next step. Has there been some guys on the defensive line in particular that are kind of standing out that maybe didn't get the opportunity that they did last year, that maybe could translate to something special this year?
Yeah, I think our D line room is probably the deepest room in our defense. There's a lot of guys, and I think for the leaders of that group, just like Justin Stearns, like Quincy Likio and Ngafa Faga, I think they'll be crucial in leading that group. They're all really close. They all bring something different to the table, and I'm excited what they have to offer as a defensive line unit, and how Coach Al will have them prepared for the season.
Floyd Chalk's getting a whole lot of buzz. I mean, between Floyd, Jabari Bates, and we saw Radcliffe, spark up in the Hawaii Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those tricky things that I feel like with the fan base, because I feel like the fan base, it's like, how come the Spartans don't run the ball a little bit more, given the backs? But I think it's one thing with the scheme and such, but 130th in rushing, last year, and you guys got those backs. Are you Coach Ken maybe going to run the ball a little bit more this year?
Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing, and just to have an explosive, passing game, is we're gonna have a good run game. And I think, especially with the O-line coming back, we're going to see a lot more, big-time explosive run plays. And people forget, like, when all else fails, like, all 3 of those running backs are able to make guys miss. The first guy missed at least every single time. So it's great to see that, know that, trust that. And I think we're going to see a lot more from the run game this year. It's going to be a great little, back and forth, being able to air it out as well as handing it off.
How about you catching a ball in the end zone? Have you thrown that out to Coach Dutch yet?
I haven't thrown it out to him, but
Okay.
that's not the most of my concerns right now, I'll
Okay.
be
Yeah,
honest.
you're worried about scoring
Yeah,
touchdowns.
just helping out the team.
There you go. Okay, that has not gotten thrown out there yet. Defensively, you guys brought it. You guys brought in two corners. Late ads. A lot of Spartan fans haven't really seen them yet. It was post spring, so only you guys have really, gotten a close eyes on what they've meant. Harvey and Dansby leave. What have those two guys brought? In the secondary where you're like, wow, might not be too much of a drop off.
Yeah, the two corners you brought in, Caleb Presley and Malachi Crawford, they've been little sponges. They've been absorbing the defense and how we run things. Just trying to get them caught up to speed. Both of them late, like you said, late ads. So the biggest thing is trying to get them into their playbooks. Get them stuck with their coach with Coach Burns. Make sure they get caught up to speed. So then that way, once fall camp comes, they get everything flowing. But I'm excited for them. They've been at Power Five programs, and I'm excited to see what they provide for us on the defense side.
College football video game year 2. We saw. I think Spartan Nation saw the footage. Of you playing it with Revis. Can we just agree on something that Revis is a better safety and maybe not the greatest video gamer for what he was doing on that stuff.
Definitely
like interceptions and laterals and such.
He's more of an actual gamer on the field than he is in the room for sure.
How big of a personality is that guy? Yeah,
he's
out there.
Yeah, he's a fun dude to hang around for sure. He's always optimistic, always positive. Someone who's always no matter what, always having the light at the end of the tunnel. If you ever feel like it's getting tough, like he's someone that bring you up and making sure that we're all to the same standard. And we got to keep going.
Love it. Walker Eget, Taniela Latu. We'll be talking down the road most definitely. Thanks for the time here in Las Vegas.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.